Good evening, or late afternoon on the West Coast, and welcome to the latest PayForSchoolStuff.com webinar for June 21st, 2016, in which we will debut PayForSchoolStuff.com 3.0, our latest version of our popular web-based solution. We know from the registration list that a number of you are current administrative account holders who are tuning in to find out information about the new website, and that you are big fans of what P4SS has provided you and your organization. Feel free to share during the webinar any experiences you've had that other attendees would benefit from by typing these comments into your computer. For those of you tuning in to find out what all of the excitement is about, we're glad you found us. We know you won't be sorry. Feel free to type in or ask a question at any time, and we'll answer them after the presentation. We appreciate you taking time out of your oftentimes hectic lives of kids, family, jobs, and on top of all of that, devoting as much time as all of you do to support your school through a parent organization or other community group. We founded Payment Partners Incorporated a number of years ago to create management solutions for people like you and 501c3 organizations and schools like yours. We realized ourselves as parents of kids, myself as a former administrator in public schools, and as PTA, board members, and parents, that there must be a better way to help schools, parents, and school-affiliated groups partner with each other to help our kids and programs in the schools they attend. So we developed Pay for School Stuff with this in mind. We were most recently recognized a year ago as one of Washington's most promising emerging growth companies, as well as the best in education and online computer services in 2015 and 2016, and we are now present in 21 states across the country. Pay for School Stuff was designed with the goal of providing a convenient, easy, secure, and complete vehicle to help you drive your organization on both the existing website on the left and our newly designed lower fee and full functionality website that you see the landing page of on the right, which will debut, unfortunately, in a couple of days delayed, but probably early next week, the week of June 27th. First, let me ask a couple of questions for each of you to reflect on about how your organization does business. Number one, how is your organization now performing the task of collecting monies through a donation, spiritware, tickets, after-school classes, grocery scripts, fun runs, and on and on? Number two, how do you collect information for volunteers, medical information, emergency care and transportation information, field trips, permission slips and waivers, participation forms, even where to deliver mulch for a mulch sale? How do you keep track, number three, of checks, payments, data, forms, inventory? How about communicating with parents? How is that done? By email, or even providing tax receipts manually, or creating manual Excel spreadsheets? Is that something that your organization does now? What if I told you that there was one product available that could do all of the above and much more, and only charge you a one-time startup fee, and low processing fees, which have just been lowered with the new website, and can give your organization every possible feature it needs to do what you want your organization to accomplish? Pay for School Stuff lets parents list multiple children from different schools in the community on one parent menu. We'll show you an example of this in just a moment. Click on one child's name and go to the payment menu for his or her school and buy a ticket to a play. Click on another son's name and buy a membership to the PTA, buy a hoodie after viewing pictures of several spiritware items, including the size, and register for an after-school class. Click on your daughter's name and pay the participation fee to play sports and give a donation to the athletic boosters in her high school and buy mulch for your yard. For you as an organization having an administrative account on Pay for School Stuff, you can have dozens of committee chairs from your organization or dozens of organizations from within your school have separate logins and have all of these different items listed from each individual organization on one seamless menu that parents will see when they go to your school payment menu. We'll show you an example of this as well in just a moment. You decide what payment categories you want to create and customize them, how much to charge, what parents will read when they open that item, what sizes and colors are available, how many t-shirts or class seats are available before the item reads sold out, turns off, and sends you an email indicating such, whether to offer incremental donation amounts or open amount donations that let parents enter the price they want to donate, or whether an annual donor drive can be paid with monthly, weekly, or daily recurring billing, or whether you want to accept payments at a back-to-school or other evening event with a point-of-sale purchase and swipe reader. You determine when the items turn on and off for payment and whether the item requires filling out information on a form. You decide what options to use and how to use them. That's one of the main keys to payforschoolstuff.com. You have choices. From the new landing page, you can take a test drive with a trial account to experiment with items behind the scenes. Then you can choose which of the 3 available versions of the new site you want to use to help decide what you want your organization to do. Let's take a quick look, if we could, at what I mean. There will now be 3 versions of payforschoolstuff.com. For the basic version, there is no sign-up cost. You have basic payment processing plus the ability to create a form and customize your payment menu categories and items. Your parents will still be able to use the marketplace feature, which will allow them to search for either a school or an item. This is actually still in production. It will be just a school and just an item search to go right to a specific item that they may be looking for on your payment menu. If you want a little more functionality, you can sign up for the Plus version for the one-time sign-up cost of $129 and have a full range of options on the site, including full reporting, including the ability to auto-generate reports to your email address. Or if you want the full suite for payment and information management, the P4SS Pro is for your organization, which will give you every feature available on the site, including point-of-sale capability with one swipe reader. If you would like to have additional swipe readers, those can be purchased as well. Whatever version you choose, you know you're getting whatever your organization needs to function effectively and efficiently. So in summary, the major changes for essentially around July 1st of 2016 with the new payforschoolstuff.com are lower fees, dropping to 2.99% plus 26 cents per transaction. For a typical, let's say, $100 transaction, that translates to $103.26, as opposed to what would now be $103.91 at the current rate. There is a new face and design, as we've seen. The versions that we just looked at briefly will allow the specific tailoring to your organization. Parent accounts can be set up at the back end now at checkout, as opposed to setting up an account as the existing site requires in order to log in and access your payment menu. With the new site, parents can go directly to your payment menu, select an item, add it to the cart, check out, and at that point set up an account to associate their child and their account with your organization. The marketplace feature will allow them to access a particular menu or item, and it will also allow you from your website or wherever you choose, or perhaps in a flyer or perhaps in a form, or an item specifically to access a particular menu, your organization menu, or a particular item by linking directly to that item. There will be refund capabilities with the Pro version, so that you could refund a parent directly from your account. As we said, there will be point-of-sale capability with a swipe reader, the ability to set auto reports to generate directly to an email, and the opportunity to require parents to enter their teacher each year, and they also will be required to update their grade each year beginning August 1st of that school year. All the Pay for School Stuff platform, both old and new, are created using MySQL. They are 256-bit SSL layer in SSL encrypted and obviously very secure. They're PCI DSS compliant. PayGov will be the new back-end payment processor, and deposits as a result of this new payment processor will be made to your bank account 1 business day after the transactions. Those of you that are current account administrators and using the system now know that there's a 2-week or a bi-weekly transaction deposit that transfers the transactions within that 2-week period to your bank account. With the new site beginning July 1st, that will no longer be the case. There will be delayed 1 day and deposited directly to your account. So let's go back and take another look at the site. We've looked at the marketplace. The blog will allow at any time access to information not only about the website of the company, but articles about parenting, about topical articles about education. And here's one obviously about summer school. They are grouped by month and category at the top if you're looking for a specific topic or category. Parents can set up an account at the front end if they want, but again, as we indicated, they can go through checkout and set up their account when they enter their credit card information. Credit card information is not stored, so they will need to enter it with each purchase. Let me log in as an administrator and give you just a quick idea of what the options are if you have an administrative account. So here are your 4 main functions as an account administrator. This is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, where your logo would go that parents would see when they log in. You will have the option here of, at any time, of editing your account with your email address as your username. The password cannot change. You can upload your school or PTA or parent organization logo. You can require that a student ID be entered by the parent when they open up an account, if you want to, by checking the box here. You can require that a teacher name each year be entered, and this allows you to enter the teacher names, current teacher names for every grade, and so that when a parent sets up an account and enters the grade for their student, as soon as they enter the grade, the teachers for that grade, for instance grade 4, these names would come up for them to choose from and have in their account, so that every report that you generate will have the teacher name and the student name and their grade and the parent home information and email address for your records for every report. You can also, this is where banking information is entered when you first open an account, but in order to change it, just to ensure that your information is secure, we do ask that you fax the form that's available here to change any banking information if you change accounts or banks or whatever, what have you, and send that directly to us. In terms of reporting, you have a very deep database that we are providing you with, which will pull up any number of different parameters for creating reports by date, within a date window, by a particular parent, by a particular student, especially helpful with parents and students with different names, last names. You could use student IDs if you require them and pull them up by student ID. You can pull up all of the transactions by different grades. You could pull up, we encourage you to use item numbers to make report generation easier. You can pull reports by item number for a specific date window or by item name, as this would allow you to do. Again, this is a test site, so this is not populated with item names. And you can also, if you have an interest in creating a directory, use the parent contact report to pull up all parents who have accounts, or parents who have accounts with no transactions, whoever you want. You would then generate a report. It would bring up all of the parents in your community with transactions, and you could quickly create a directory to mail off to, either create your own or mail off to a company to create for you, either online or in print. The other feature that current account holders have found particularly useful is that if you generate an account of any type, let's suppose, for instance, well, in this case, we'll just generate a report for all of the items on the demo site. It will churn for a couple of minutes and generate the report directly on your screen for whatever items or transactions you have chosen. You can then, which is actually pretty cool, you can either save this report to an Excel file or print it directly if you need to send it to someone. And you can also, if you using the specific item checkboxes here, pull up the parents that have paid for a particular item, for instance, or all of them, hit the email button, and it will bring up the emails of all of the email addresses. Actually, let's do one just to give you a better example of all of the transactions in this report. We will hit email. We bring up an email in our browser for all of the emails of the parents that have purchased particular items. We can enter the subject that will go to all of these parents, and then type the body of the email, send the email, and an individual email will go to each email address in the to field, not collectively, so that they will not see all of the other email addresses. And you can easily, in this way, send thank yous to people, let people know of some information that you need, send all of your parents in your community a particular email about an event. We did have an instance just in the last few weeks in Calabasas, California, where you may have read of a pretty serious brush fire which encroached upon a number of different residences, and the coordinator of the parent faculty club there was able to use this feature, this tool, communication tool, bring up all of the ticket purchasers for parents that had bought tickets to a variety show, and immediately email them the afternoon of the event that was to be held that evening to let them know that because of the fire situation, the event would be canceled and rescheduled. And it was the quickest way to let them know by email of not only of the dangerous situation in their community, but of the fact that they needed to cancel the event. Rather than calling them, rather than looking up their emails, sending a letter, however that was done, they were tremendously appreciative of this capability to do this and let us know about it. So that is just a quick overview of the reporting feature. You do have the opportunity with the Pro version of, if you do have access to parent information, to upload an Excel file with The information shown here, if you have parent email, first, last name, address, student name, last name, and grade, you can upload this to the Mass Parent account, upload it, and it will immediately send an email to each individual parent and open an account for them with a temporary password, which they can then change. This is, again, a great feature for opening accounts for all parents in your community. And finally, in order to create your payment menu, which when you open an account as a new administrative account holder would be blank, these are all items that have been created, that have been customized. You can scroll down to add a new category. You can enter a category name. It will show up on your payment menu, which we call this. You will then click on that category. Let's say webinar donations for the sake of demonstration. You will click on that category. You will create an item, either a payment or a no-cost item, that will be included under that category. Here again is webinar donations. We've created an open amount item, which by checking off amount here, we have overridden the price control and allow the parent to enter their own amount when they choose this item. We can create a form if we want to with any bit of information. If we, for instance, want emergency contact name, and we wanted this to be a character field, we would save it. We would save the form, and then we have a form that accompanies this item. We have all kinds of options for any item that we're creating. If it's spirit wear, we can choose our colors, our sizes, our tailoring, male, female, co-ed. If we're an athletic booster, we can pick, create an athlete database using the season, specific sports that we offer. We can offer different choices for, let's say, volunteers. How many hours would you be able to donate? Or what can you bring, for instance, to a potluck dinner? And we could give the choices here of glassware, some dish, et cetera, and let the parent choose. We can offer, if there's a number need, to choose the number that we're asking them to choose. How many hours, for instance, can you volunteer a week? And they can pick the number. We can, especially this is the list feature is particularly good for athletic booster season passes, in which the parent is may buy a family pass and can enter up to 10 family names that can use the pass. We can just use a text entry and have some text entry here by the parent. And then we can preview our item. This is our open donation item. This is what it would look like. And then go back and edit it if we want to. So we also we created an open amount. We created a $50 donation amount. Here's our item name that we recommend you use for each item. If this were an after-school class, we might have a certain number of seats that we would set that would send us an email when it gets to 5 remaining and indicate sold out when it gets to the number that we set. For our price controls, we can either set the base cost. Again, let's assume this is a class. We can use the slider bar to adjust what percentage of the processing cost the parents will pay if we pass the processing cost completely to the parent. Here's the retail cost the parent will see. This is under the current processing cost. It will again be reduced shortly. And then our net on a $100 base cost will be $100. If we decide, if it's $103.91, we don't want the dollars, the odd number. We just want a final cost to round it to $104. The slider bar shuts off, our net cost is then $100.09. The parent pays $104. This would not necessarily be a recurring billing, but it could be. And then we set the date controls in terms of how we can create this item and then turn it off so nobody sees it. We can create it so it's always on and in bold print, which I'll show you in just a second. Or we can set the dates that it turns on and off, we'll show the item and the date window that it both is available for purchase and then turns off, and but it will not be in bold print and available. So let me show you, for instance, if I save this, let me show you what the difference is that I'm talking about. So if we go back to our webinar donation item that we were just playing with, here is the open amount that is we set as always on. That it says 0 because the parent enters the amount, but it is in bold print. And here is the $50 donation. Actually, I think we set that also to always on, so that's in bold print. And here was our inventory control that indicates how many, not appropriate for a donation item, but how many are available and how many have been sold. So this gives you a pretty good overview of what you can do with the administrative account. The one thing that is not available for demonstration is the POS feature, which you will turn on to basically just swipe payments and not associate with any payment account. There also is, for reference, down in the footer now, the opportunity to use, excuse me, files, downloads for your organization. This Pay for School Stuff logo for banner displays is a high-res JPG file, or you could just use it if you wanted to blow up for a back-to-school night. Excuse me. For that purpose, these are available here. We would, if you do open an account or have an account, by the way, recommend that you use this how-to manual, because it will give you every feature available on the site with graphics and pictures of the item itself and step-by-step instructions for how specifically to use it. Okay, with that, let me ask if there are any questions. And I think we do have a couple. One of them asks, will current account administrators be grandfathered into the system? And the answer to that is yes. The current administrative account holders will be grandfathered in as the Pro version. The only difference would be that if you want to at some point do point-of-sale purchases, you would need to pay for the additional swipe reader. New accounts, new board members, PT, parent organization, or school staff that are interested in opening an account that do opt for the Pro version would have one swipe reader included. There are additional swipe readers that are available for purchase. If you choose to purchase more than one, we could probably work out some kind of package price depending upon how many you are interested in. Here's a question about whether the teacher and grade options are required from parents. The grade is a requirement of a parent account setup, and the teacher is an optional feature with the Plus and Pro versions, only if you choose to require that from parents. And the same with the student ID. That is an optional feature that you can turn on and off from your edit account function in the administrative account. Any other questions? Question, do you use PayPal as a payment option? We do not. We did use PayPal originally as a payment processor. They do have obviously their place in the world, and they are huge, but we had a terrible experience and have heard from other users that if you want just a simple payment option, then PayPal may be the way to go. But if you are looking for any of the features, functionality, and options that we are offering, then you are not going to get that with PayPal. But again, that is an option that you could pursue. A related question asks if there is some integration with Stripe or Square. We do not integrate with Stripe or Square, as we are obviously offering point of sale capability now. If there are schools that have used Square in the past and have asked to be able to have this capability and to be able to switch over from Square, but if Square is something that your organization chooses to do for whatever purposes, you can use that, but still use Pay for School stuff for your online payments and information collection, however you choose to do that. I do want to, by the way, acknowledge Courtney Danielson, who is our marketing social media coordinator, who is helping to orchestrate this webinar, as well as Chris Rainone in Charlotte, North Carolina. Courtney is in Providence, Rhode Island. Chris is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and is the North Carolina, South Carolina growth manager. So if you are tuning in and are in one of those, particularly around the Charlotte area, but anywhere in North or South Carolina, please get in touch with Chris, and you're certainly welcome to contact either the info@payforschoolstuff.com or support@payforschoolstuff.com, email me directly, or call our toll-free number 877-397-2937 to get in touch with us. We know that there's a lot that we cannot show you because our time here is limited. We'd like to again offer that or invite you rather to contact us by phone or email to discuss your organization's needs or arrange an on-site or online demo for your board or school staff. If you live in North or South Carolina, the Washington, D.C. area or suburbs, New York, New Jersey, or Seattle, contact one of our growth managers in your area, or talk to us about becoming a growth manager where you live. This is something you might be interested in to do part-time from your home to spread Pay for School stuff to other parent organizations and schools in your community. Whatever you do, if you come across an e-commerce solution that offers you more for less, please let us know. We need to know what is out there and what our competition may be, because the folks using Pay for School stuff for the past 7 years think there's nothing better out there either. Not PayPal, not PT Board, not Pay Schools, not My School Bucks. Thanks again for taking the time this evening out of your busy schedules to join us. We will be holding these webinars every 2 weeks leading up to the start of the new school year, and we will notify you by email of when they might occur if you want to tune back in or tell other people to tune in or other members of your board. So refer us to friends or stop back for another visit. This webinar recording will also be available if anyone wants to review some of the points made or share it with other members of your organization. Just let us know. We look forward to hearing from you. Until then, have a wonderful summer, and always Pay for School stuff on payforschoolstuff.com. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much.